Howdy, howdy. How's everybody doing tonight?
Woohoo!
Woohoo. It has been the longest week. But now we get to play the Arby's game. I mean, Bloodlines and Black Magic, so everything's fine.
Very
dare. Is everybody ready? Everybody have their drinks ready?
Oh my god, I did not hydration check.
Are we all good to hydrate?
Now, see, I was going to wait till later in the game, but I was going to throw mine in the middle of everything and just see if anybody noticed. Paige just like just dove on in. I mean,
talk to Mr. Arby and see if he will sponsor us.
Excuse me, Mr. Arby.
I spent too much time making an Arby's map just in case. Just in case. There's no reason, but I have a feeling we are going to see an Arby's every fucking session.
You might just have to throw it, like, if we haven't gotten there by the end of the session, you may just have to throw it up on the stream for posterity. Just be like, look at this beautiful Arby's map.
We've got one more session after this, so we'll see.
Here's my hot take. The reason that you need an Arby's map is not even for us. It's because somewhere in the world there is a poor, underpaid group of teenagers who have to roll initiative against Kathy Sparks because she did not get her tray on time.
That's the thing. There's a one shot right there. That's a
two. I mean,
you are writing the world's first TTRB&G.
Okay, everybody. So that's been our stream. Thank you guys so much for popping in.
Thank you so much for coming. Bye.
Got it. End of the bad
I can't. I can't.
Okay, well, here, wait. Let me sort of tangentially bring us back to Bloodlines and Black Magic. This was literally my first time ever being to an Arby's was to get this prop, and there are many around me, but I've never really I've just never clocked them. I mean, I live like many of you in sort of the Mid-Atlantic area, and that's sort of like the center of Arby's, I think. But again, I've never been to one before, so I had to find one, and there is one really close to where I live. But so I had no idea where exactly it was, but in a town that I know very well. So I put it in my GPS and started driving. I'm on a very familiar road, and then all of a sudden I turn down this residential street, and I drive through this neighborhood that I've never seen before, and just emerge into this hub, this commercial hub with all these stores, stores that I recognize, but these are branches of these stores that I never knew existed. So I think I literally pierced the veil at an Arby's tonight.
That's what I was about to say. It sounds like you were definitely in an alt reality to get to that Arby's.
Yeah, there was the Bizarro grocery store. It was wild.
By alt
Arby's is a liminal
alt
space.
Stands for oh yeah, obviously. Does alt stand for Arby's Love and Timeline?
It does now.
No, that's our timeline.
Oh, well, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight for our second Bloodlines and Black Magic game. This is Country Roads, taking place in the small town of Campbell, West Virginia. Last time, we had Courtney Blackwell, who was visiting her hometown for a short amount of time while her fiance was fixing up the town's church for their wedding. Unfortunately, he passed away under mysterious heart-related conditions that just don't quite seem to add up. So our ragtag gang of, I was going to say hooligans, and I feel like that statement has to be copyrighted somewhere. But our ragtag band of angsty teenagers, early 20s, young professionals, and mysterious bookstore people are going and digging a little deeper and trying to figure out what exactly happened to Mr. James Hicks. Why did he pass away? And what are all these talks about giant birds in the woods and beasts that look like cats that ripped off people's arms? What's happening here? And of course, there have been a lot of Arby's references. So buckle up, hold on to your curly fries. It's gonna be a night. So Cass, why don't we introduce ourselves? Kate, let's start with you. You had the riveting Pierce the Veil story already. So why don't you introduce yourself and your character?
Hi, I'm Kay, and I'll never be the same. Yeah, I'm Kay. I stream with the Critical Fail DM crew, and and I'm playing Lucille Smith, the most rebellious, anti-establishment, rebellious anti-establishment teenage girl you ever did meet. If her parents ask her if your friends jumped off a cliff, would you? She'd say, "No, I'd push you."
Oh my god. That's a level of angst that even I did not unlock. So props there. Scott, you're next on my screen. So I'm gonna pivot on over to you.
My name is Scott Grubbs. I'm part of the Random Encounters Guild. We play a ton of different games with a ton of different people. And I am playing Marcus Draven, a simple, humble bookstore owner with no secrets and just wants to be left alone.
Awesome. And Vanessa, why don't you introduce yourself and also tell us who else hangs out in that bookstore?
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I'm one of the ladies of D&D, and tonight I'm playing Elise Goldberg, who hangs out in Marcus's bookstore all the time. She's early 20s, very goth, super moody, long blonde hair that like falls in her face a little bit, and she doesn't, she's doesn't talk much. So, yeah.
Awesome. And last but not least, our hometown heroine, Jenna. Tell us about yourself and Ms. Courtney Blackwell.
I'm so sorry.
Hi, I'm Jenna. I'm also one of the ladies of D&D, and I'm also in the Random Encounters Guild. So I vouch for that. It's super fun. And also, most of the people in there are fun, so we give Scott a pass.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. He's an incredible DM. 10 out of 10. He puts up with all the shenanigans. And I'm going to be playing Courtney Blackwell. And she really is just having a doozy of a week. So we'll see if we have to fight Mothman over her Pyrex. We'll just see.
That sums it up. We will see if we have to fight Mothman over her Pyrex.
Do we have a quote log? I would like to put that in a quote log.
Yes, somebody
genuinely, I thought about highlighting like clips from the show last time, and I was like, just the whole thing. Just
the quote log is the chat from last week. That's the quote log.
Yeah.
I bet this is the good Pyrex. This is like back when they were borosilicate glass before they switched over to that. Soda line.
The vintage where some of it's got like the green and then the white with like the little green flower border.
Yep. Which is funny because I actually saw a TikTok. I know, I'm sorry. That had like me in 2004, and it was like emo punk music and like in a basement and like everybody kind of like dancing and screaming and stuff. And then it cuts and it goes me now, and she's like, "So here is my vintage Pyrex collection. I just got this new piece, and it's my favorite so far." And I was like, "I'm attacked. I'm attacked right now."
I'm in this video and I don't like it.
That's the other thing that happened last episode is Allie spent like 45 minutes dragging all us sinister kids through the absolute dirt.
All you sinister kids.
Well, I'm including myself in there.
We were all just like, how dare. Oh, yeah.
How dare.
We were all like, why?
Look. I thought I was making fun of myself. I'm sorry.
It's not my fault that you find this content relatable.
Apology. And no, I won't promise that it won't happen again. And I'm Allie Capwn. I'm your GM for the evening. You can catch me here. I've also GM for Norse Foundry. And I really love this system, and you guys will too. Duh. If you want to learn more about Bloodlines and Black Magic, go check out Storm Bunny Studios, the publisher for the game. Jay, the creator of the game, did an amazing job at making this game just so accessible and inclusive. And I just think it's an absolutely beautiful system. And I really hope y'all give it a try. And with that, let's go to our intro. Let's head back to the woods of of Appalachia. In the meanwhile, guys, pick up your Streamloots cards because they will influence the story.
Sand. It's all around us now, as if you had it planned. You write your name on the back of my hand. I put my fingers closed again, again, again. So I can stay and watch the sun go down to end another day. So just sit to never waste away. Such a simple way. You write your name on the back of my hand. I put my fingers closed again, again, again.
Cool, guys. So, during that intro sequence, it looks like Storm Bunny Studios played an Arcana Unlock card through Streamloots. So, Jay, if you're in chat, if you could please do it's exclamation point D20, just exclamation point D20 to roll a D20, because this is going to influence which card is going to be unlocked. Now, a few Arcana cards have been unlocked for you guys to play. 15. Alrighty, so that is going to be I can count. I can do math.
Ooh, hydration check. First one of the night.
Hey,
Oh my
cool.
gosh.
All right, let me grab my water cup here.
Awesome. So that is going to unlock the Temperance card. So just so you all know, what happens with Temperance is if you play that, the benefit is going to be while Temperance is in play, everybody makes their intelligence saving throws at advantage. So you can see that can really help our players. You can also play Streamloots cards to determine what is actually in the woods, what is our group going to have to go up against, and also give them either advantage or boost their class dies or pierce the veil. If you don't know what that is, give it a couple minutes. I'm sure you'll see it soon. So last we left off, our cast, let me move you guys to, so you'll drink your Arby's cups or whatever's in your Arby's cups, I guess.
That quote's going to go down in history as one of the funniest things I've ever heard anyone say ever. Please don't make me pierce the veil at Arby's. Oh, God.
Amazing. Awesome. So this is where we left off, where you guys were investigating a medicine circle that was outside of the late James Hicks's cabin. It appears to be more recent than his death, and you did use detect magic, and the place lit up like a bonfire, particularly this medicine circle, which seemed to have some sort of necromantic energy from it. As you were investigating, you heard the trip line start ringing some bells, signaling that something had made its way through. What would you all like to do?
Can we see anything from where we are for where the trip line is?
Roll me perception.
I think I would like to do that as well.
Yeah. Oh, you'd think I would have my dice out. You would think that.
Oh, that's no good.
It's hard to say.
I
I
don't
didn't
see
do so good either.
11.
11. I see a 3.
10.
That's an 8 on the die for a 7.
Woo! All right. So, unfortunately, the sun is starting to go down, y'all. It is sorry, getting to that GM layer. No map layer, no. Yeah, so the sun is starting to set, and unfortunately, it is just that time of like the magic hour where things start to kind of lose a little bit of depth perception, and you just can't really see through the woods. There's too many just sun rays coming through. And I would assume that you all would probably get in some sort of a Scooby-Doo-esque, that is moving the map, child. That is not actually helping move anything else. Cool. Getting the classic Scooby-Doo back to back. Does that look about right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay. Cool. All right. And Courtney, you are going to be the first one to see this come rushing towards you.
See what?
Oh my
So
God.
you see,
Oh, come on now.
Vanessa,
incredibly
you
large
kidding?
panther-looking.
It's
All the way from West Birch.
Oh Lord.
Yep, you see this large cat-like panther, jowls just raised, growling, lunging in your direction. And as it gets close to you, it almost seems to like start to pass through you as you hold out your hands, but then it blips and it is off to the side. It is right in your face, and then you hear a voice yell out, "Wampus! Wampus! You get back here right now!" And at this point, Marcus, I'm gonna need you to roll animal handling.
Do any of us recognize the voice?
Yeah, because I'm sure that's something that Marcus has in abundance. I don't even
They
see
have
that on the
skateboards.
sheet. Would it be
works,
nature?
yes, they do have skateboards.
Bad kitty. Wow.
No.
That is a 16 nature.
16 nature. Okay, perfect. And Scott, this large cat creature puts its paws on your shoulders and gives you one of the roughest licks across your face. And with that, you see Hunter and Trapper Woods headed towards you all.
All right, let's see. I remember we talked about these guys last time, but can you give me a reminder of who they are?
Absolutely. So Marcus knows these two. I don't know if you all would actually know them at this point or not. So Hunter and Trapper Woods are two brothers who are fairly reclusive and live out in the woods. They don't really come into town too often. And you do know that Hunter Woods allegedly had his arm ripped off after a wampus beast mauling.
Jeez.
That's right. Somebody had mentioned that. One of the kids had mentioned that last time.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Is this yours?
And they approach you and there we go. Sorry. Trapper steps forward and just goes, "Gosh, yes." And he's going to kind of pull this large wampus beast off of Marcus. And he's just like, "Now, Wampus, how many times do we have to tell you when you are around strangers, you cannot look like that?" And you see the beast's tendrils kind of like fall, you know, kind of like when a cat has their ears down when they've done something wrong. Wait, that's dogs. It's fine. And with that,
Cats don't give a shit.
no,
That does something wrong, and they look like, "Yeah, I'll do it again."
you see this wampus beast kind of glitch a little bit and then slink away as a small black tuxedo cat.
Does it look like the cat that was in the shop?
No.
Damn it. Hi.
Oh, nice try. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and Marcus pulls out a handkerchief and is wiping his face.
Lucille puts her field hockey stick sort of back in whatever she was carrying it in. What in the hell is going on?
Yeah, I don't know. No, go ahead.
Trapper takes a step forward and he squints and he goes, Marcus Draven, that's a interesting company you're keeping there, and looks at the 3 young women next to you. Goes, what in tarnations are y'all doing out in this part of the woods? You know the sun is going down right now.
Is that important somehow?
They are my bodyguards, and you need to control that beast.
Look, nobody should really be out here at this time, and yes, it absolutely matters. Young ma'am, you do not want to be out in these woods after that sun goes down.
I mean, I'll take your word for it, but why?
You ain't been here too long, have you?
I've been here long enough.
Long enough. Not long enough to see all the happenings in these woods. I'll tell you that much. Look, and he's going to motion around to all of these little occult sigils and shrines that have been put up around the property. And he goes, do you see all of these wards here? Do you know how much energy had to go into that just to keep one small unoccupied place safe? The rest of those woods, they're free reign.
Well,
am I hearing you right that you are
This was you?
telling me that you are not only trespassing on my private property, but trespassing in such a way that you are defacing the property, and you have been for quite a while? Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Your property. And you see kind of a spark of recognition. Oh my goodness, you must be James's old lady.
That is exactly who I am. And she's like, we're not cop face, can't do it, cop face.
Ma'am, first of all, we are so sorry for your loss. James is like a little brother to us. He's a good man you got there.
Do these guys all have their arms?
No.
Or one of them is actually.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Hunter. Hunter, who is the taller one, seems to be missing one of his arms. If you look at the picture of them together. His sleeve is knotted up and kind of just hanging at the side there.
Okay.
Gotcha.
He sees you looking at his arm and he goes, yeah, makes it real difficult to balance as he holds up his skateboard.
I would imagine so.
Mm-hmm.
Just one more quick question. Why exactly have you been shoring up this particular area in the woods? And if you're doing such a good job, how is it that Fluffy over here got through?
Oh, well, first of all, he's not a threat. I mean, he might get you a little drool. Sometimes he'll get a little excited with the claws and all, and scratch, just trying to play, really. He doesn't know how big he is. He's like a puppy. I'm going to retrieve that one. But no, ma'am. Once James was no longer here regularly, we had to put in a little bit of extra effort. Make sure nothing decided to come in here and honestly defile his belongings or worse.
Was he putting in the extra effort beforehand?
Well, he didn't need to. If somebody is living somewhere, that's normally enough to keep things out. But once a void is created, things move in to fill that void.
And
Well, he was
may I
never
ask
out
what
here.
happened to you?
What have you been saying out here that...
Vanessa first.
Sorry. What have you been saying out here that prompted this?
Gosh, I don't know where to start. Last time we saw you, I told you we had a little bit of a coyote problem, to say the least. I mean, we've got lights in the air at night. We've got unhuman things walking through here. I saw a man 9 feet tall, I swear. No face in sight. Just kept on walking. I'm glad that old Wampus was here with me. Otherwise, I might have been a little scared.
Is that what happened to your arm?
My arm? No, this was call it an act of love, and he just pats his brother on the back. Goes, but that sun is it's setting mighty fast there. Marcus, why don't you and yours come on back to our place? You know, it's a short walk. You can get there before the sun goes down, but at this point, you're not going to make it back to town in daylight.
Well, why can't we just stay here?
We've got business here in this
You're
cabin.
welcome to go in, but I know that cabin is... I don't know if it's necessarily large enough for such a group such as yourselves, but you're welcome to give it a go. Catch up with us in the morning.
Well, I'll tell you what. The scariest thing
Courtney,
in these
get what you
mountains is
need.
Mrs. Hicks if she doesn't get her Pyrex back. So I'm going in there.
And as Courtney goes into the cabin, he just kind of Hunter and Trapper give each other a look, and then they look over at the rest of you, and Trapper just goes, "Smart girl, that one."
Yes, she is.
All right, Courtney, you are going into the cabin. Is anybody else going in, or is everybody else going to stay out here with the Woods brothers?
I would like to go in.
Yeah, I'll follow. I'll follow Elise probably.
I will stay.
And you're going to stay?
I'll stay outside unless I hear
Sounds like a plan.
shenanigans.
What?
And Chad, if anyone would like to play a Pierce the Veil for Courtney right now, that would be fantastic. I
Pierce
think,
the Veil whenever I want.
but that's just me.
You can, but right now, Elise has to. Also, Marcus, you have a class die increase right now.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, sorry, it's a D8 and a D4,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
I just feel like I have to double check every time. Okay.
And as you're doing that, what I would like to know, Courtney, are you voluntarily piercing the veil in here?
Yeah, I'd like to try.
Absolutely, you can. What are you trying to accomplish with the piercing veil?
Well, I rolled a 7. So
Okie doke.
does it really matter what I'm trying to do because I didn't do it? Just there's so much stuff going on the outside of the cabin, and the way that the Woods brothers were talking about it didn't necessarily make it seem like, oh yeah, James was just a dude going hunting. Like it could be that James was just a dude going hunting, but they kind of left that ambiguous. So she's a little bit like going into investigator mode, like sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Except we're level 2, so she's not great at it.
But you know what?
Also, I'm looking for the Pyrex. That is the most important.
Pyrex the Veil.
Absolutely. And actually,
Pyrex the Veil!
Oh no! Now we got to deal with the Pyrex people too.
Look, anytime you sponsor us, you can contact Allie.
We're here.
She's our liaison. We'll hook you up.
And I've got some good news for you. If you had rolled 1 lower than you did, you would not have accomplished much of anything. But with a 7, you are coming into focus. Elise, what was your roll for your involuntary Pierce the Veil?
Oh boy, it was a big 4.
A big 4. Goody.
Wrong 4.
Thanks, Jay.
All right. So you walk in through the threshold and you see, Courtney, what does it look like when you activate Pierce the Veil?
Hers is very dreamlike. You know, when it's kind of, your vision's maybe like a little bit blurry, maybe a little bit fuzzy, kind of got that like, you know, Vaseline over the lens sort of feel to it. It's very dreamy.
Okay. Elise, you walk into the cabin after Courtney and you see her kind of enter this dreamlike state, which, Courtney's very high energy, very bubbly. So as she kind of, just drops that and becomes more attuned with the invisible world, you're a little bit taken off guard. You have not seen her do something like this, but you recognize it. And it's almost like, how like if one person gets sick, another person starts getting sick and it has that chain reaction, it just gets worse and worse. Yes, that's basically what happens, but with Pierce the Veil. You see her do that, and then out of your control, it just kind of is ripped away from you as you start to see what she sees, but instead it's out of focus. It's blurry, and everything just kind of comes through buffered and out of sync. It's like you're looking at the Displacer Beast all over again, where everything is just a little choppy. So, Elise, you're going to suffer a -2 penalty to any D20 roll that requires sight. So, again, that's going to be attacks, dexterity saves to avoid threats, or skill checks like perception and thievery. So that will be 10 minutes in game.
Okay. As she kind of like gets a little woozy and puts her hand against the wall, just like, oh shit. All right.
Yep.
I was gonna say, Courtney, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's when I was reading A Warrior and a Gentleman, it did make it seem like it was going to be a little bit different than this. And I don't think the cabin was quite decorated exactly this way last time I was in here.
As you look around the cabin, you do see several herbs being hung up to dry. You see small vials of, there are some that look like just regular spice racks, but there are others that seem to give off a little bit of a glow. And things just look a little bit off. You see like a mortar and pestle on a workbench that also has James's tools on it. And you see a small leather pouch on that toolbox. And inside you see what looks to be like different herbal infusions in these little vials. And on the pouch, you see 3 initials branded on it that are JJH. And you know that would have belonged to James. I don't know his middle name, but we're saying it's not creative and just with the same letter twice.
Jeremy.
During your Pierce the Veil, I will say, as you looked through, you did notice that the inside of this area does appear to be mostly undisturbed for the last 7 days. So you do see kind of residual energy going over to like a couple small areas that seem to be more of a, like purifying herbs and like hippie stuff like that. Excuse me. And on the stovetop area, you do see Mrs. Hicks's Pyrexes.
Okay.
Da 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 da.
Okay, at least we can get this part out of the way. And this is why I'm turning back to Elise. To my knowledge, he was never really into, and she's kind of like coming back out of it as she's picking up the Pyrex. To my knowledge, he was never really into florals. I don't.
Do I recognize?
Is it sage?
Yeah. Do I recognize any or all of these things?
You can roll me an occult or a medicine or a nature.
It's just oregano, Mom. I was making pizza.
It's fine.
Don't lie to me. I'm a cop.
I so wish Marcus had gone in there now. I wish I made
So I know I have a
choice.
-2 penalty, but that's still a 19 for occult.
Okay, awesome. Yes. So that would be a 17, which would definitely be more than enough to identify certain things. So as you look around, you do see that there are some partially burned things of sage around, just 1 or 2. And that's going to be in that area that has that little almost looks like a little small shrine that does seem to be a little more recent. Has like an incense stick that is burnt out, but still has like a tiny little cinder left on it.
And I was gonna say, would I know what it would be used for?
So for that, it looks like it is almost an offering to kind of like respect a spirit that has been like put to rest. So that looks like it is something that has been left there out of respect. As you look at the other herbs and vials, the trend that you notice is a lot of these do seem to be like medicinal, you know, in nature. You recognize a few of them and you know, like, oh, okay, this is normally used to, you know, this is slippery elm. This is for, you know, a sore throat. And this is like mugwort. This is used for that. And there are a couple that really stand out to you. You see some wolfsbane that is out, and that is normally going to be used as more of a poison. You see foxglove, and you see monk's hood. And all three of those you do know are usually, they were originally introduced as for their medicinal values. However, in high doses, they are completely lethal.
Well, I don't know exactly what he was doing out here, but some of this stuff is, I mean, it's a bit nasty. You know, it's not exactly stuff that your everyday just healer or spiritualist would have in their in their cabinet. This is. I'm gonna go and pick up a little bit of the foxglove.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't see this that often, if I'm being completely honest. You don't know what he was doing up here?
Well, it's a hunting cabin. He was out here hunting. I
don't think
usually go with them for all these trips. You know, you see Bambi once and then you kind of you get the drift, you know. So I haven't really been all that much, but that's what this cabin was supposed to be for. So I'm picking up your accent for some reason and losing my own. What the hell do I sound like?
Apparently I do this with all of my characters. No joke.
Potato.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
During this,
potato.
Sorry, I have a really weird question. So all of this together, here's my thought process. Like, James is the most basic person that ever did basic, right? Like, he has a basic name. He like shops at Old Navy and wears like tan cargo pants and like grills out in the backyard. Like, this is James, right? He's perfect for Courtney, who's also basic. So all of this kind of stuff together, I'm wondering if he's actually smelled like this very frequently and Courtney just thought it was like an Old Spice, you know,
love that.
Winter Woods or something.
So I'm going to say I would like for you to roll. And of course, my computer's freezing. I would say for Courtney, go ahead and roll a culture. We'll say culture.
Sure.
Ooh.
That is a 17.
A 17? Awesome. Okay, so what I would like to know is, are you actively like smelling some of the things in here?
Well, once
Like,
she
go
said
in.
some of this stuff is dangerous, I'm not like sticking it in my face, but yeah, I'm sort of like walking around the table and kind of like poking around and seeing what there is, especially once I found the little drawstring bag that has his initials on it. Like, okay, so that's obviously his, right? So like what other stuff in here is not new but has been here. So yeah, she's poking. I'm not going to like lick anything.
Absolutely. Yeah. So as you're going around and kind of, you know, picking up like a dried floral and, you know, setting it back down, not a lot is, so a lot has been masked by that, like, you know, the incense that was burning in memory of him. But as you approach the stove area to get the Pyrexes, you do get a whiff of something that is very familiar and almost has a deep, rich, like you thought it was tobacco, but as you look down, you notice that it's actually in a cast iron teapot that is there, and it looks like it's been there for a while, to where this tea has just oversteeped into basically like a potpourri diffuser. And as you pick that up and smell it, it does smell like something that you thought maybe he was just out having a cigar at one of the buddies' houses or something like that. Because I imagine Courtney has never had a cigar in her life, and she just made an assumption.
Well, see, they've gone to like those like saloon things where you dress up and take pictures, and she's like held one then, but they have a taste, so.
Right.
So yeah, she smells that, and I think like her stomach just totally bottoms out, and she's like losing it because it smells like him, and she's just not useful at the moment. She's just gonna stand there like kind of like holding it and just kind of like 1,000-yard stare and just kind of like holding this little cast iron teapot.
While that is happening, Lucille, what is going through your mind right now? Because you have gone in and just seen this incredibly odd exchange between Courtney, who's normally so upbeat and bubbly, and your friend Elise.
Yeah. So I was actually just thinking, is it possible for someone who is, because Lucille has pierced the veil like once before, but she didn't, it was like when she discovered her sort of bloodline things. It's sort of this thing that's happening to her. Just doesn't really understand. Can she?
Oh, like magic puberty.
Yeah, exactly. Lucille is going through magic puberty. I haven't watched Turning Red yet, but I imagine it's something like that.
Oh, it's so good. Okay,
I really can't wait to see it. But so I imagine, can she see something happen to her friends as they are also, so she can notice this? Okay, so I think
Absolutely.
as Courtney is having this moment with this little teapot and like off sort of smell, and like she can tell, she's like, okay, this, like, let Courtney have a moment. I think she wants to kind of pull Elise aside and she's like, what was that thing that just happened to both of you?
Well, sometimes. Listen, I think that we're already in pretty deep here. So I'm just going to go ahead and be square with you.
Be square with me, because I think that's happened to me.
Oh. Well, that changes things now, don't it? She's going to kind of just like give Lucille a really like scrutinizing look, like narrow her eyes a little bit, like suddenly a lot of things make sense.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, well, yeah. Okay. Sometimes when things get weird, or when you're trying to find something that might not be here, but you know it's out there, if you close your eyes and just sort of, I don't know how to explain it, you just sort of lift out of yourself and your sight goes fuzzy for a second, and sometimes, if you're lucky, things will snap into focus and you'll see stuff that's not in this realm. Does that make sense?
Yes, kind of. Like, if I think about what you just said, no, absolutely fucking not. But like, kind of. I think it happened to me.
So, have you ever sometimes had something go fuzzy, and then when everything snapped back, suddenly people had like rings around them that were different colors, or sometimes they weren't and they were just fuzzy?
Well, I don't know.
That's
the one time it happened, by the time I came back to, everyone else was gone.
Oh, well, maybe not now, maybe some other time. You might be able to do it if you try. I don't know if this is the best time to do that, though, because I myself am feeling a bit woozy. We probably need you in top shape, but
okay,
maybe you can practice, and we can just be here just in case something happens.
I think I ought to do that. And she was like about to try, but you saying that, she's like, okay, no, not now.
Maybe, yeah. Soon, yeah. I think that perhaps now in a cabin surrounded by whatever is apparently out there might not be the best time, but we should test it. I think. See what you've got.
All right.
Show us your moves.
Show your moves.
Show me what you got.
Pierce the veil.
Awesome.
Wow.
Cool. So with that, Storm Bunny Studios has just played another Arcana Unlock. So if we could get one more D20 roll, since we cannot unlock the same card twice, that would be delightful.
I believe I see a 14 in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one
Here we
more.
go.
Oh,
And
maybe another one.
a 19. A 19 is, I believe, the sun, right? It is the sun. Yeah. So what the Sun Arcana does is while the sun is in play, everybody will make wisdom perception checks at advantage. So these are cards that I'm
been
about
nice 5 minutes ago.
I'm about to activate these cards during our break, and we will kick things off by drawing another one. But before we go to break, Scott, let's go ahead and pan the camera back outside over to Marcus and the Woods brothers. Hunter and Trapper are going to walk up to Marcus after everybody else goes inside, and Trapper just kind of gives you a look, and he nods a little bit and he goes, "So that's very odd company you're keeping. It's, James's widow to be. How did that come about?"
She was in my store, and things escalated. Next thing I knew, I was at Arby's.
Worst date I've ever been on.
Well, now we want some Arby's, but we'll get to that later. Oh, yes,
down there on the highway. You've heard me speak of Elise. That was Elise, the one with the hockey stick. Also tends to hang out in my store.
So, thought you were opening that store. You said it wasn't really a store. I guess it's more of a clubhouse for the hockey team. Is that?
The two of them are the only ones that.
Well, it looks like 3 apparently come in, based on the fact that you've got James's old lady with you. How much?
No, James's lady is the one that comes in. Elise works with me.
Okay, well, we're just not counting everybody, apparently. Gotcha. So you don't want to go in?
No, it's a small cabin. I don't think what I'm looking for isn't here.
Okay.
Unless you're saying it is.
I mean, not as far as we know. We told you we were going to keep an eye out. But
I mean, we need to move anyway.
absolutely,
right?
the
It's
ward's
getting
going to do
dark.
so much here. I think getting back to our property is going to be the safest. I mean, we were going to go do some sunset skating down by the quarry, but, that can wait.
Okay, I will go hurry them along and see if there's anything that I can see when I
Okay.
open the door.
Well,
And so Marcus, Yes.
we'll be out here waiting. We'll keep an eye out. It is sunset. Anything coming through is unlikely, but better safe than sorry. And you're
I don't intend to take a nap. We're going in and hurrying the ladies along. And he opens the door and is going to say, "Ladies, we got to go. It's getting dark, losing light." And he pierces the veil.
okay. I was about to make you roll a will save, so that sounds perfect. Go ahead and pierce that veil.
And you have a class die increase still.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We'll go ahead
Yep.
and mark that.
That is an
An 8?
8.
Okay. Awesome. So what are you trying to accomplish with this?
To see if there's any hint
Okay.
of the book and its location, or if it's
Awesome.
here.
Okay, so as you walk in, you look to pierce the veil, and what you see instead is that all 3 of your companions seem to just have their auras are not only heightened right now, like it looks like, you know, you're used to their auras on surface level, but they seem to have almost grown. And it almost feels like, even though when you open the door, nobody looks at you, the auras all seem to just have their attention snap back to you. And at that point, Marcus, please make me a wisdom save.
What?
Which do you get advantage on with the sun, or is it just
So it's been unlocked, but it is not yet in play.
gotcha? While he's doing that, I'd also like to say that Courtney's aura looks a little bit different than usual right now. Usually it's like deep purple and kind of like galaxy and stars. And right now it's way darker and there's no stars. There's no stars.
That is a 16,
16
wisdom save.
Awesome.
Pretty good.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. So guys, go ahead, grab your stream loot card.
No, Allie. Allison.
Go ahead and grab your Streamloots cards. You guys can get in on the fun. You can make the characters pierce the veil. You can increase or decrease their class dice, and you can play cards to influence what is in the woods. So go ahead and pick those up. I think we still have some free packs. I'll drop that code in a little bit, and we will see you all shortly.
Run!
Recording with Streamloots. Just realized that the redemption link, when you click it, you do have to specify the Country Roads packs as opposed to the Hell's Bells packs. But that's okay. If you've done that and ended up with the Hell's Bells cards, just let us know. We can go ahead and get you straightened out and get those packs switched over to Country Roads for you. So for those of us who are just joining, let's rewind. For those of you who are just joining us, Streamloots is how we interact with the game, with the chat, as opposed to channel points. It makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to wait to stack them up. And there's just so many more things that you can do with them. So we have, I believe, 3 different types of Streamloots cards that you can play. All you have to do is follow that link, claim your free pack, and then you can go ahead and buy additional packs. The first thing you can do is you can play a What's in the Woods card. What this does is it influences the story and will determine basically like what's the BBEG of this 3-session campaign. The second thing that you can do is play an Arcana card. So what an Arcana card does is it changes the tone for the scene. There are different things, universal benefits tied to each of the Arcana cards. So it can either help our cast, it could, make it so that they get advantage on wisdom saves or something like that. It could also maybe make it so like monsters crit on a 19. What? It's fine. So the third kind of
card doesn't work. Don't use that one.
Yeah, don't use that one. It's wrong. We have
broken.
to fix it later. It's bad.
The third
The other
kind
card
of
that's broken is the class die decrease cards are out of order. They've got Lay's stuck in the vending machine. Nothing else will come out. Sorry.
So you can also directly help or hinder our cast tonight with a class dice increase or decrease card. What happens there is there are different roles where they add a class die to. That is one of the Bloodlines and Black Magic mechanics that I frickin' love. And basically, if you increase that die, it will go from a D4 to a D6 to a D8 sliding scale. If you decrease, whatever it's at will go down 1. It can't go any lower than a D4. It can't go any higher than a D8. So them's the rules. You can also force a Pierce the Veil, which, as you guys just saw in the last scene, can give them a lot more insight into the meat of a situation. Or it could make it so they can't see for a little bit. Thumbs up. Awesome.
Thanks, Jay.
Another development is Courtney, the Pyrex you have is now officially a Pyrex of holding. If you look at chat, you can see what Jay has designated for this magical item.
I love this so much.
So add that to your inventory.
Yes.
I love this so much. It makes my
Yes,
heart so
Jay. Oh my god.
happy.
I'm never playing a game without the creator present ever again.
The best. The best. Oh, I love it. I
Awesome.
love it.
And
But wherever you carry it, you have to hold it by the handles.
oh my gosh.
It's a two-handed bag of holding.
And with oven mitts too. You have to have the oven mitts on. It's always hot.
Oh my word. The oven mitts give
Yeah.
disadvantage on dexterity checks, but they
That's the
are a
trade-off.
+2 to con saves.
Oh, I love it.
So, okay, sorry. Awesome. So,
sorry.
yeah, we can go ahead and. Sorry, that is the noise when I copy and paste the wrong piece of info.
Thank you, Jay.
But yeah, for those of you who are new to Streamloots, who haven't used it before, give us a shout in chat. I'd love to go ahead and just like make sure you can get a free card or a free card pack just to get started, get used to the mechanics. Because really, it's just a way for us to interact with you guys and have you guys be a part of the story. So if you want to try it out, give us a shout. That rhymed. I'm going to ride that. And with that, going back to Marcus, your wisdom save, you said that was a 16?
Yes.
Okay, 16 makes the save. Awesome. So you walk in and you look to pierce the veil. Go ahead and give me that pierce the veil roll.
I did. Don't remember
Oh.
what I think it was a 7.
Yes, it absolutely was.
No,
That
it was an
is
8. It was
coming
an 8.
into- Yeah, okay, cool. It was still coming into focus. I do remember that much. So as a quick reminder there, for that coming into focus roll, so you will see the invisible world with near clarity, but it will snap out of focus when you are distracted. So if you roll a 1 on an action like an attack roll, saving throw, or skill check that involves sight, your vision will glitch and you will be stunned for the next round. But you walk in, you look around, and this place, just as you walk into this just shadowy realm, your sight glitches and you scan and you see several books, but they're all titles that you're well familiar with and don't need, or appear to be personal items of some sort that you're just not interested in. They don't really resonate with you. But as I said, everybody's auras do seem to shift, and everybody else in the room definitely feels Marcus entering the room, even if you're not directly looking. All right, so what do you guys want to do?
Is my detect magic still up?
How long does that
It's
last
10
again?
minutes. So
10 minutes?
I don't know. It might be off.
I would say as you walked in, it was probably still active, but it would be off now.
Okay. I think that unless anybody has anything else they want to do here, we should probably go ahead and go. I guess we can always come back tomorrow, but it's probably safe to say that I want to get somewhere safe before the sun goes down, as everybody keeps saying.
I'm not making curfew at this point. I'll go with you.
As if you ever cared about curfew.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Well, honey, if your mama calls, I'll take the phone and I'll explain to her that you're with us. It's fine.
Ooh, tell her I'm in jail.
Oh my gosh.
That you're in police custody.
It's not
Honestly,
technically
you probably
alive.
believe that more than she would believe this.
Again, you're not wrong. I would love to see the look on her face when she hears that.
Well, so Pyrex is packed up. She's going to spend her time attuning with it as we go, I guess. And then, well, I will be very interested to hear more from these Woods brothers who apparently know a thing or two about what my fiance was doing in his spare time. So, yes, let's go with them.
All right. So you all follow. Is there anything that you would want to do at the cabin before you head out?
If it's okay, I'm probably just gonna take. Courtney, did you take the pouch?
Yeah, she probably
You said
did.
you picked it up. Okay.
Yeah.
If I see any ritual tools, I would like to pick those up.
Yep. Absolutely. You do.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and pick those up and then take those with us.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Yeah. So you guys do that, and you then go and follow Trapper and Hunter along the train tracks from James's house through there. As you do, you all walk by the local quarry. And you see Hunter and Trapper kind of look at it and look at their skateboards and just go, I guess that's a ride for another day.
This is where you skateboard? This is a little... I mean, I don't know. I've never been on a skateboard, not really, but this seems like a little rough and tumble for somebody of your stature to be skateboarding.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means you're old.
I mean, ma'am, young at heart. Young at heart.
I'm really not going to metagame this token I see on the side of the board here.
Uh-oh, what do you see? Don't worry about it, I'm sure.
Twitch
I'm
can't
sure.
see it.
What is it? Don't worry about it. That's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
There's nothing. It's what's in the
Y'all sure
woods.
do an awful lot of trespassing now, don't you?
No. Not particularly. This quarry barely sees action these days.
That is neither here nor there on whether it's legal for you to be skateboarding in it.
I mean, should be glad that we do. Anyways, let's get a move on.
Keeps
Head
him out
on
of
back.
trouble, right?
What?
Keeps him out of trouble, right?
Yeah.
She like elbows Hunter or Trapper, whichever one's closest.
Hunter
I keep-
and Trapper.
I keep wanting to say Trapper and Keeper, which just like should tell
Same.
you something about.
Keeper
That's their
is the
younger
little sister.
sister.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Really, really into Hogwarts. Cool. So you guys keep going on the tracks, and as you elbow them, Trapper looks back at you, and he kind of chuckles, and he's like, "I like this one." And then you guys head back and continue on. And at this point, it is sundown. They are going to help you over a few tripwires on their way, and you guys get to a little cottage in the woods that seems surprisingly quaint, cozy.
Oh, it's gone.
Oh yeah. Well, you got the cabin background now. See?
Yeah, and all of us, including
Oh.
Hunter and Trapper.
Yeah. Everybody's hanging out there.
And the ensign's butt.
We're friends. I like that because of the way we're positioned, it looks like I'm just staring directly into Lucille's armpit.
There's Lucille's like a couple feet behind you. You're in the
Yeah.
foreground, and yeah.
Fine.
And Hunter and Trapper are all the way in the back. like they're probably like 10 feet back that way. That's why it looks like they're just like really tall, but they're not. Anyways, I could go on about the art. So you all get to this cabin, and you see a small, not very well maintained porch, and you see several different fresh grown herbs in garden bins out front, and you see an old, rusted, but it seems like it's getting a fair amount of use, truck. Do you guys follow them in?
Do we see any of the
Do any of those herbs look familiar to what was in
Or
James's
just familiar
shack?
for someone who's
Roll
18
me.
and has a slight interest in herbs?
Roll me a.
Oh,
I
do
will
drugs,
say, Scott, roll me a perception. Vanessa, roll me an occult. And Kay, roll me a nature.
All right.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say roll something else.
perception advantage now, right?
Roll for
Sorry, what's that?
culture. The perception is at advantage.
Perception is an advantage now, correct?
Oh, you know what? That's a great call out. So that if we do get that card in play, then yes. But let's go ahead and draw an Arcana to set the scene. Oh, we got the crone. So this is the Arcana card that we got. Let me tell you what it does. You can't control F, a physical book. But I found it. So, while the crone is in play, witches double their class die when activating Pierce the Veil. So I guess I'll get another die ready.
Fun.
Cool.
Who's a witch? I'm not a witch.
Allie.
I'm your wife.
I'm not a witch.
We've been quoting that movie all the time. Caleb will bend down and poke my stomach and be like, "Hello in there."
It's a great movie. Very quotable.
It's a fantastic movie. My mom and her new husband used the vows for their wedding.
That's really sweet.
That's so cute.
I'm fond of just telling people that they should never enter a battle of wits with a Spaniard when death is on the line.
It's true though.
Ned just played a class die decrease for Courtney.
Ned, you devious.
I thought we were
True.
friends.
How dare.
By the way, that was a dirty 20 on my nature check to see if any of these
Dirty
plants
20.
to see if any of these plants are rollable.
You do recognize oregano
Marcus got a
in the herb bed next to some thyme.
natural 20, giving him a
Awesome.
22.
So Scott, yes, you do recognize some of these herbs do appear to be herbs that were dried, and hanging to continue dehydrating back at the old cottage. Not all of them; they don't all match up, but there are a couple.
You also see some bath salts and some spice and
And I got a 16 for occult.
A 16, awesome. You do also recognize them. What you are noticing is that most of the herbs that were at the cabin are here, with the exception of the ones that had toxic properties. Those are not around. In fact, you know what? You guys all rolled very high, so I'm going to give you this. You would say, based on the small offering that was left at the old cabin, based on the herbs that you see here, and based on just the time that you've had with these two, you are able to infer that with all of these components so nearby, at least one of them is a witch. And I'll tell you, you know what? I'm going to tell you guys right now. Hunter's a witch, Trapper's a hunter.
Why?
what is keeper?
She's
He's
a
a
good one.
keeper.
No, keeper plays Quidditch.
So brawler.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well,
Oh, but both are keepers.
Oh, wait.
I love them.
Wait. No, keeper has got to be on the field hockey team with this.
yeah. Keeper is the keeper.
It's got
What
to
if
be.
keeper is actually like a midfielder? Just like
Or what if she's one of those, what is it, the wingers that
Yeah,
get all
yeah.
the scholarships?
Oh, like the strikers, like the forwards, the ones who score
Yeah.
all the goals. Yeah, there's three
You
forwards.
study this for this role?
Yeah.
He did.
I watched
He did, yes.
watched the 2020 Olympic match between Netherlands and I forget who else it was, but yeah, I did my research.
That's been your
Right on.
field hockey moment with Kay.
So I appreciate y'all bringing us all this way. Now, are we gonna, not to be rude about it, but are we just gonna stand outside the cabin the whole night, or what's the plan here?
Absolutely not, ma'am. Come on in.
Elise kind of shakes
because
it
I'm a
off,
vampire. I do need to be invited.
And as you say that, they both, like, their faces go pale and they drop a little bit. And you see panic.
Look at me. You know I'm kidding.
Which
Right.
is
She's joking.
Or I think that's exactly what she would say if she were really a vampire.
I elbow
If I were
Lucille.
really a vampire, I would not have brought it up. And
This is not the sort of thing that you should be joking about with these two gentlemen. Go inside.
All right. Do you guys want to sit at the
it's
dining
just
table?
Arby's sauce. That's all. It's just Arby's sauce.
So would you all be at, like, the dining table or in the living room? Where would you?
Oh, let's have a look.
Living room.
Here.
Yeah, probably the living room.
Yeah, plop down on that couch. Rest my feet on the
I bet you that's a
bearskin
real
rug.
bear, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I rest my feet right on the bear's head.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, you guys can move your tokens in wherever you're going to be
All
hanging
right, don't
out
mind.
here.
Don't mind if I do.
Or no, I
Oh yeah, there we go.
have to use the computer that's connected to the. There we go. I know what I'm doing.
Alrighty.
Too many
Cool.
computers.
All right. And so at
There's
this
no such thing as
point,
too many computers.
you guys see Hunter. Hunter is the one with the lighter shirt. He does have one arm. He appears to be the witch because his name is Hunter. Keeper is
Right.
the shorter one with the darker shirt. They are twins. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
you just called him Keeper.
Keeper. Win!
I've ruined everything.
You did this to yourself.
And I did.
No one to
this
blame but
once.
Alec.
Ooh,
Good night, everybody.
Wayside.
It's been
that's a throwback.
yeah, right.
I mean, we
Love
were
that.
talking about being an emo kid last time. Here we are. Full
Ooh,
circle. Full
a
circle.
deep
Full
cut.
circle.
Okay, so Hunter is a witch. He has one arm. Tracker is the hunter. He has the darker shirt.
And
There we
two
go.
arms.
So Hunter goes over and you see him kind of tap Trapper on the shoulder, and he just goes, "See, I told you that we needed to have a better space for entertaining." And he looks back and he just goes, "This is the first time in 4 years that we have had this many people over." He's like, "Well, you've got a point there." Cool. So
I
what would you
like
guys?
to open the Pyrex of holding and see if Mrs. Hicks' casserole is still in there, because if it is in this particular Pyrex, it will still be good and also hot.
Wow.
There is one small slice of cheese and broccoli casserole in this Pyrex. However, I will say that as you look at it, you realize this is not Mrs. Hicks cooking.
Ugh, never mind.
The
Shut it.
cheese and broccoli casserole is what James would like to cook before he was about to go into the woods for a few days. And sometimes if you're having a really bad day, he would try to make your day a little bit better by cooking the one thing that he actually knew how to successfully make.
Get you that man, ladies. Except alive. Yeah.
Oh,
the moment that smell hits Lucille's nose, not at all cognizant of like the emotional significance of that moment, she goes, "Oh, why does it smell like grandma's all of a sudden?"
And we're just close the lid and go, well, on that note, boys, I would be real interested to know what exactly it is that you know about my ex-fiance. I suppose we'll call him at this point. You seem to have a little more information on the subject than I do at the moment.
And Hunter walks over to Trapper, and he looks at him and just goes, "Oh, what can we say? Anybody who knew James loved him. He was a great young man. We first met him.
I heard you say that at the funeral, and I appreciate all those words, and I think they're absolutely true. But that is not what we're talking about right now, and I think you know that."
Well, I'd say it's been about 2 years since James has been coming up to hunt. That's when we first started getting a little bit close. That son bitch found himself upside down, literally in a trap that we had been
Just
laying
watch your
out
mouth
for.
when you talk about Miss Hicks.
Oh no! You know we mean that in the loving way. That son of a gun. How's that? That a little better?
Well, now you're talking about Mr. Hicks. That's a whole different thing.
Yep. Oh gosh. Yep. Old Jimmy he's a character, ain't he? And yes, I just made it so that James was a junior. You're welcome.
It 100%
That's what the
checks
little
out.
J is for.
Hey,
James
there we go. It all checks
Junior
out.
Hicks.
Or alternatively, he's not, and his middle name is Jimmy after his dad.
James Jimmy. Oh my god.
James Jimmy Hicks.
Oh my god, I love it.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's really good. That's really
What if
good.
What if he's James Jimmy Hicks Jr.?
Country roads,
Jim?
everybody.
James?
Okay.
Timothy?
Anyway,
Timothy.
Can I call
he
you Jim?
goes, so I guess it was about 2 years ago. He found himself quite literally upside down in one of our traps, and I guess he got a first front row seat to figuring out exactly why these woods are a little bit dangerous. But James, he wasn't scared of nothing, you know that. So he helped us out a little bit. He helped us keep the critters up here a little bit safer. And he'd come up here more than he should have, more than he had any right to be quite frank. But yeah, we spent a good amount of time together. We share meals when he was coming up for one of his camping trips, one of his hunting overnights. But I'll tell you, he spent more time doing good for these woods than he did actually taking anything from them.
Well, that does sound like him. So I suppose then the next item on the agenda is we got to talk about all these sightings from people around town who have felt the need to come to me specifically in my time of mourning to tell me about giant birds and whatnot. So apparently it's important.
Most absolutely. Well, ma'am, I guess that my brother and I haven't been doing as good of a job as we should have without James around helping us when and where he can. After we saw him like that, it does a little bit of a number on you, and we just, I guess, have not been as efficient. It's been getting harder out here to keep the good things in and the bad things out. I guess the bad things are getting a little closer to town, but I can assure you we are doing what we can with the manpower that we have to keep oddities at a low.
To look me in my eyes and be honest. When you say found him like that, how did you find him?
And the trapper just kind of lowers his head and shakes it. And Hunter is going to kind of look over at Marcus and give him a look. Marcus, can you actually roll me a will save?
Now, we all
Sorry,
know
this
Jimmy
one-
didn't go till he was in his 90s. So don't give me nothing about heart problems because they had none of that in their family.
Oh,
Wisdom
will
save, yeah.
save? Wisdom. Okay. That is
Awesome.
a dirty 20.
Well, you are able to stay completely normal. Nothing at all happens, but they give you a look, and you do kind of just feel your heart drop. Just
Marcus, did you kill my husband?
his empathy is kicking in, and
How would I give him a
didn't
heart
actually
attack?
say that for real. With your ugly face, that's how.
Oh, sick bird!
Good
Are you
one.
guys growing aloe
Burn.
here? Because he's gonna need some for that bird.
No, none of this happens. None of this is real.
That's the alternate universe.
Yeah, the
The
Arby's
story.
universe.
That's the Arby's.
and Marcus, as Hunter looks at you, he just goes, does she know much about goings on up here?
I like
No.
look. I like head shoots around, like stares at Marcus. What?
I guess none of them know much about the goings on up here, huh?
Okay,
No.
so just to recap, I asked you to tell me the truth about my husband, and instead of answering me, you look away and start talking to Marcus.
Absolutely. Ma'am, you might want to sit down for this.
I am already sitting.
Oh, yes, you are right. I'm so sorry. I pierced the veil and rolled a 6, so I got a little bit eye wobbly for a moment. He goes, look, you know how we got national parks, we got state parks, we got bird sanctuaries, and they keep all of that good raw ecosystem exactly where it should be. I know that you have seen the world beyond the world that we see with our own eyes. I can look at you and I can tell that whether it's by your own doing or by circumstances, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Is that right?
It is, and I'll have you know that all of us here are in that same boat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it shows.
Some newer than others, and she's sort of like
Mm-hmm.
Lucille.
And he's going to turn to Lucille and goes, it's all right. You get used to it after a little bit. He goes, well, look,
What?
sometimes when you have an area with that much undisturbed nature, with that much just raw history of the spirits, of just the undisturbed earth, you get some crazy things. It draws in those old spirits that have been roaming this world for ages and ages. It gets them consolidated. You know, when you got all those big buildings moving in, not everything likes that. They'll go further into the woods. They'll go higher into the mountains, and the less forests we have, the more spooky guys we got showing up around here. It's my brother and I here. We've taken it upon ourselves to be the sovereigns of this area. Not sovereigns. That's a bad word to use. Not sovereigns.
Stewards.
Stewards. That's better. Think of us like the park rangers that help make sure everybody's doing a-okay around here. You know. But lately, I guess that more and more, let's say critters, but they're a bit big to be critters, are finding their way in here. They're shaking up the ecosystem. Everything's got a little bit of unrest through it. And unfortunately, what that means is we're seeing more activity. And when things don't have anywhere to go, they end up going in closer to town. They end up going to those border areas where the woods stop and civilization begins. And they're just looking for a place to go. We're trying to preserve it for them. That's where James comes in. He was it's no secret that the two of us aren't exactly spring chickens anymore, and we were trying to make sure that somebody with a good heart would be here to carry on what we started. And don't know if he was honestly, ma'am, He was so excited for you for that police job. He said you could do so much good in the world. He wanted to do some good here. So I guess that's why I didn't ask you. He knew that if he wanted to stay here, you would have stayed with him, wouldn't you?
Well, of course, that was the plan.
Yeah. He said you were going to do big things. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking for some logic in this whole situation. So, that being said, you know, when Trapper and I were going to do our morning skating down by the quarry and we saw James, it was just devastating. It was just devastating, I'll tell you. Seeing him in those rocks like that. Barely a scrape on him, I'll say. But
So he didn't die at the cabin?
they give each other a look. The cabin? The cabin.
We were told he had a heart attack and was found at the cabin. You're telling me that he didn't die there, that he died at the quarry?
Well, we found him at the quarry. I'll tell you. You know, we tried to do what we could to save him, to bring him back, but I just
He was still alive when you found him?
if that was the case, we would have been able to stabilize him at the very least. But you know, once somebody's body has that much energy, you know, it's not something that you can just bring back. And you know, Trapper looks up at Hunter, and Hunter just goes, I mean, my brother's only got one arm. He can't get rid of his second. I don't.
Can you just tell us exactly how you found him and what had happened to him? Just slowly, calmly, please.
No, okay. We were going to do our morning skating down by the quarry. We get in there, we hop the fence, and we see somebody lying in the rubble there. We thought it must have been, you know, maybe somebody got drunk from a party in the woods, stumbled in. Maybe, you know, somebody got dragged off by some who knows what. Ended up in the quarry. Then we saw it was James. We went over, we got some vitals. We weren't getting any response. But my brother here, and Trapper motions to Hunter. He's special. He can use some of the powers of the land to give back a little bit. He's his arms. We brought him back to his house, somewhere that was closer to his heart, to his energy. And my brother here tried to use a bit of a ritual to give his own life force to James, but unfortunately it was just a little too late. And Hunter pats his shoulder and kind of goes, healing up just fine though. Guess that might also be why some of those rumors are happening. It's not every day where, you know, somebody passes and somebody else has to have a little hospital visit to stitch up an arm or lack thereof.
No, it does look a bit suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what kind of state did you find him in?
Lifeless, pale as a sheet.
His body didn't have any kind of marks on it, nothing to indicate any kind of violence.
Clothes ripped to shreds, though. I'll tell you that much.
Interesting.
Did you change him? Because when I had to By the time I got there, his clothes were not ripped to shreds.
Yes, ma'am. Certainly, and we did tell the officers as much. The first actual park ranger who got here.
Hydration check.
Ooh. I have seen something like this a couple times, so thought it was best to make him look presentable.
Well, next time, I appreciate what you did. You're not supposed to go messing with crime scenes.
I know. Yeah. But
I would have done the same thing. So I can't even say. And she turns at this point. Marcus, what on earth does this have to do with you?
They were here to protect these woods. There's places in these woods that are thin. Do you know what I mean by thin?
Is that what you're here for?
Yes. And there's places here where things come through. And bad things happen to people who stumble across them.
Well, how exactly do you manage that from the back of your shop? Because you never leave.
Grizzly and Adams are here to protect this area. There's a reason you didn't even know they were up here.
Well, I did know they were up here, but I was under the impression they were going hunting on occasion with my fiance. I didn't know they were doing all this. And she kind of like gestures out towards the patio that's got all the like herbs and stuff.
You just gestured to all of
me. And as far as myself, I have a job to do, and that is not just accomplished inside the walls of Afterneath Books. There are things here that I am trying to discover and trying to stop.
And you're trying to do this with Lucille in your shop.
No, I'm doing this with Elise in my shop. Lucille just hangs around.
I didn't really know anything about all that. I just like it there.
I feel the same way.
But from what I saw when I opened the cabin door, Lucille is now a part of this. So Lucille knows more than she knew this morning.
And turn to Lucille. That's a whole separate thing that once we have 5 minutes of peace, we're going to have to talk about, because your aura is unsettling to say the least. But we really don't have time for that right now.
And speaking of 5 minutes,
so wide. She like turns so red when you say that. She's like, "What?
What?
I mean, what? Shut up. My heart's just fine."
Speaking of 5 minutes, we are going to use this as a place to take our next 5-minute break as you all hear a long, lamenting howl coming from outside the cabin. And before we go to break, Marcus, I'd like you to make a will save.
Keeper's coming home from school. What are you doing this to me?
You know things start getting serious when I start accidentally whacking my mic with my wild arm movements.
Same.
That's a 15. And now go to break without telling me what that means.
You got it, boss. Break now. That noise was the first thing when we came back.
This is fine. This is fine.
Why does
This
that
is fine.
remind me of Banjo-Kazooie?
Why does that sound remind you of Banjo-Kazooie?
Yeah.
That's a great question. Was that like the sound that Banjo or Kazooie made when they were like low on health?
No, I think so. There was a level where there was like a really round green, like ogre-looking witch lady.
That's like that was like the main.
Noise.
That was like the main lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She made noises like
Man,
that.
there's one I haven't touched in a while. I gotta get that running on my computer. I gotta get my emulators fired up and get that running. What a
My
game that was.
background music in my brain when nothing is happening is the Banjo-Kazooie music. Like for some people, it's the Wii music. For me, it's Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, mine is
That's
totally
amazing.
the Wii music.
No thoughts.
I have a
Super Mario.
confession. I have a confession to make, Jenna. I never actually beat that game.
Me either.
There was somewhere I only vaguely remember there was one part where I got stuck. I couldn't figure. Like, you were in this like. There was somewhere where I was swimming and you had to like maybe you had to like raise the water level somehow, but I couldn't figure out how to get up and like I stopped.
Yep. I too
All right.
got stuck in one part and was there for years as a child. That is true facts.
Yeah, well, I think now I definitely need to get it running. Maybe I'll stream it.
Do it. Awesome. Cool. Where did we leave off again? I don't remember. Maybe we'll just like call it.
The next
Yeah, we
morning,
all woke up safe
and we
and
were-
sound, and everything
yeah.
was
We were back at the
great.
bookstore.
I think we heard a very ominous like chair creaking across the ground or something.
Yeah, it was
And then
fun.
Oh,
Scott
right.
rolled a 15 on his whiz save. And you were going to tell us what he's saving for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you roll a 15. Nothing happens. But you all do hear a howl out in the distance. And Scott, as this howl goes out, you just feel this sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach. And
Is
Marcus
that something we
fine.
should be worried about?
Do y'all have
Um,
a dog as well as your little cat?
Trapper and Hunter look at each other, and they do look a little bit worried. And but it's not a full moon yet. The other one goes, nope, it's just sure not.
You don't have the wards up? You don't
I
have the proper wards?
sure thought we did. Let's see. And then you guys hear a yowl. That was terrible. I will never do that again. From outside, as you see the little cat go back into full-on large form and start to pace on the deck.
P.S. Was that cat icon based on one of your cats?
My boyfriend's cat.
Oh,
My step cat.
no, kitten.
His name's Punchy. He's a good boy.
Just look a little bit like one of your cats still.
So then he's like prowling like in protection mode?
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
Can we go? I want to look out the windows and see if we can see anything right now.
So you look out, and it is pretty dark outside. I'm not going to make you roll
I
perception.
have dark vision.
Awesome. I'm not going to make you roll perception or anything. I'll tell you, there is not a lot of irregular movement from the forest lines.
Okay.
You see like some deer like running through, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Regular deer? I'm kidding.
Regular deer. I'm so over the Wendigo trend. Just kidding.
It's not a zombie deer.
Oh, the Wendigo. Freaking stand.
Whoa, Wendigo. Do, do, do,
strength.
do. Anyways,
So
Fine.
she's just gonna
It's
look
fine.
back at everybody and be like, "Well, I don't see anything right now. What the fuck do you think it could possibly be if it's not the full moon?"
oh well, that was definitely a wolf. And Trapper looks back over to Hunter and goes, "Well, I guess we got ourselves another coyote problem." And you see him cross the room and pick up a rifle that's been mounted on the wall and cock it. And he goes, Yeah, y'all can come with us or you can stay here. But Hunter, we need to go make sure that ward's set up properly because it apparently is not.
I assume that when you say coyote problem, you don't actually mean coyotes.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, okay.
Courtney, are you armed?
I'm an officer of the law, Marcus. I always have my badge and gun.
Lucille, do you have anything other than that hockey stick?
Do you have anything, you say, and she reaches for her field hockey stick, and then you say, other than the hockey stick, and she just puts her hand down.
Have you ever fired a handgun?
No,
Lucille.
she says with an all
Correct
too excited.
answer.
And
But I mean, if the
Hunter-
situation calls for it.
I mean, let's be
Hunter,
entirely real. This is rural West Virginia.
Actually, yeah,
Probably
there's a good
everyone.
chance she has. Yeah, there's a very good chance she has.
Hunter
Once,
is going
well, a couple
to.
times.
Hunter pipes up and he goes, "Absolutely not. You are not giving a firearm to a juvenile." And he's going to toss Lucille
I'm
a set of
18.
a set of brass knuckles. And he goes, "You know how to use these, right?"
Well, how much damage do they do?
Excuse me. You're talking about not giving a firearm to a child, so you're going to give a child a up close and personal melee weapon? And
She's like,
18
damn.
years old.
She's like, fuck you, I am an adult.
I am an
So-
adult.
Yeah. Look, honey, all 18-year-olds think so, and let me tell you, that is not true.
So
Anyway.
does the law,
Real quick, Lucille.
officer.
So with the brass knuckles, I'm not having them be used like standard brass knuckles weapons. What's going to happen here is I'm going to have them just do a +1 to your unarmed strikes.
I mean, I get a D4 for the field hockey stick,
Yeah,
so maybe I'll just stick with that.
they both work. They both work. You
I
can
think I'll
also
just look at those. I think
You
I'll
can
just look at
also
these brass knuckles and
throw
go.
the brass
I mean,
knuckles.
All right. I think a gun would be better if you have one laying around.
Look, I was gonna say a hatchet because hatchets are for throwing, but then I was like, crap, I don't remember what they put on their character sheet for equipment. And then I panicked and I said brass knuckles. Okay, so let's just retcon that whole thing. Because then I realized brass knuckles only do 1d3 damage, and I was like, shit. And I was trying to just keep the improv yes anding going, but I'm just gonna shut myself down and just retcon that. It was a hatchet. It was a hatchet for throwing. It was a hatchet so you can have a ranged attack. Throw the hatchet. It's just 1d4, but it's at a range.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
See, there you go.
All right.
The range
That
is
makes
much better than having to be up close with a werewolf.
I
Much
mean,
so-
Well,
safer.
also, and just as a reminder for how these work, in combat, you're going to use your strength modifier for melee weapons, but also for ranged weapons, with the exception of firearms will use dex.
got it. Okay.
So that's how that breakdown is. So as a brawler, most likely you're going to want to use something that is strength based.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I do
As
have
opposed
a.
to
It is strength is my highest score, but Dex is. I deliberately wanted a high Dex score as well. I put some points into
his
that.
field hockey.
Yeah.
So cool. Anyways, so around the cabin, you guys will see a good selection of hatchets. You all do see a what is it? Which one is it? Yes, you guys do see a katana that is mounted on the wall, as well as a
I probably
crossbow.
should be surprised, but I'm not surprised.
No, just a crossbow. So if you're taking anything, just make note of it. And are any of you coming out?
I assume they probably have some extra ammunition around because what hillbilly doesn't? So I'm just
Absolutely.
going to take some extra 45 ammo.
Cool. Yeah, you do
couple
that.
Magazines, whatever.
I mean, if nobody's taking the crossbow, that's like kind of like a gun.
It is.
I mean, it's nothing like a gun. At least it's
Well, you need different
Courtney,
permits and different licensure for it, so that's probably going to be a better bet for you than just taking someone else's firearm.
Great.
Yeah, you can.
And with that-
I mean, there's a lot less likelihood that you're going to shoot yourself in the foot with a crossbow. I mean, it's not zero, but it's like a lot less.
All right. If I don't shoot myself in the foot with this crossbow, maybe next time you'll consider me adult enough for a gun.
Listen, I didn't say
Well,
anything.
we'll talk to your mama about getting your permit sent through, but until then, it really doesn't matter.
What? You don't need to talk to me. I'm 18. Never mind. We'll have this discussion later. I will show you my driver's license.
And
Actually,
with that,
screw it.
you
I'm
all hear
18. I'll just go buy one
another.
myself.
Yeah, we should have stopped at Walmart on the way.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not using the bell at Walmart. No, ma'am.
Yet.
Not a chance. I will sign off of this call and just go to bed.
Anyway,
No. That is a thin place.
I
at
mean,
the
what
Walmart.
else do
That
we
is
need? Do you
thin.
need like silver or wolfsbane or like a leash or something?
Somebody read Twilight.
A leash. I'm sorry.
Twilight. If by twilight you mean howling after midnight.
One of
Good
Courtney's
Lord.
books.
Anyways,
It's on the list.
I believe
yeah,
it.
Court. Honestly, you would think that silver would do the trick. It does a good amount of the time, but also if you lay enough steel in them, I found that it works just fine. But yeah,
Well, that is fortuitous.
you got James's tinctures.
This
The liquid
and
herb
she's,
mixes
holds
in
up the
vials.
pouch.
Okay, good. Keep those handy, just in case we get lucky. All right, everybody strap up, get ready. And they're going to go ahead and load everybody up into the truck bed of that rusted pickup, and you guys are headed back to the quarry. Is there anything that any of you all would want to do?
Oh, quick question. Flashlights?
How many of
Or
you have
do they
dark
have-
vision?
Oh, I think I do. Is that usually bloodline related?
I believe you do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do.
I don't.
This is
Unless they
actually
have one of those
hilarious.
real redneck trucks that
I do
have the
not.
floodlights on top.
Oh, you know
Yeah, the winch on front.
Oh my
You know
God.
they do. I
So-
would say that they would have headlamps available if you would want to use a headlamp.
Oh god. This is hilarious
that,
that
Elise?
Lucille and Elise are the two people with dark vision because we're the fucking like miscreants.
Yep. Hey, you gotta be able. Nothing. All sort of miscreant activity happens in the dark. You gotta be able to see what you're doing.
Alrighty. And with that,
the
you
only- Oh, sorry, Allie. But the only other thing that I want to say is while we're driving, Elise is gonna kind of nudge Lucille really quickly and pull out of the small of her back a 9mm and just sort of shove it into her hand.
Lucille will stifle a squeak.
And she's gonna just whisper like, "I'm not going to need this, so I think it's better off in your hands."
real quick.
I promise.
You
I
know
will
what we
not
should
hurt
have done?
myself or anybody else that we do not mean to hurt.
Because we're talking about rednecks here. What we should have done is had a conversation about Lucille can't have a gun, and they go, "Oh, okay," and then just hand her a 22.
And she would hold it between her fingers like it was a mouse. She'd be like, "What the
Oh my
hell
gosh,
is this
amazing.
little pea shooter?"
Like
I
the
didn't know
Men in
we-
Black
Oh,
little
I
cricket.
didn't know we were gonna go play airsoft later.
Lucille, do you have proficiency in firearms?
I don't think I do.
Okay, I was just checking.
Come to think of it,
You do have a 9mm now.
Oh, boy.
Okay,
come to think of it, maybe I'm just talking a big game.
we'll see.
She's gonna shoot Courtney.
No, it's fine.
Oh Lord!
This is fine.
Oh
I'm
Lord,
it's
y'all.
fine.
All right. So you all make your way back towards the tracks area, and you get out of the pickup, and you see Trapper and Hunter start to get out some wire cutters and cut through the fence here. And Hunter looks back and he goes, "Look, normally we would just scale this, but we're a little short on time, and we've got a bit of a large party here, so I would rather make sure you all have a clean exit. Honestly, you all should stay behind this gate at all costs. I'm gonna say at all costs. Do you understand that?"
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything that happens beyond this point, we are not liable for, and you all did not see today. Is that understood?
Now,
Are you worried?
I'm not making any promises, but we'll see.
Are you worried
just
about
gotta-
us telling on you? Because we ain't telling on shit.
There are enough whisperings going on in town about what's happening in these woods. We don't need to add fuel to that fire because it is already an absolute forest fire. You understand?
Understood. Understood. Understood.
Okay. All right. So we are going to get in there. We are going down into that quarry. We are going to repair that board. We are going to need 5 minutes of time undisturbed down there. And they're going to look over at Marcus and Courtney and go, "Y'all are good shots, right? Cover us." Okay.
Depends on what we're shooting at.
My
cover
acrobat
us.
has now crashed twice in the span of 5 minutes, so I'm trying to keep my character sheet open, but
Oh no. You
It
should be
does
able to
not
drag
work.
it into Chrome as well.
Yeah, browsers
It's
can
just
open
not-
a PDF.
Fillable. Yeah. Alrighty. So chat. At this point, I would love it if you guys could just roll me like 1d4. That's exclamation point D4 in chat. I'm just curious about something. So just exclamation point D4.
Oh boy,
Maybe.
me too.
And if you guys
Oh,
could
yeah,
also
okay.
roll exclamation point D20. This is something else. Cool.
are we rolling the d20 or is chat rolling the d20?
Chat. If chat. Oh, and Ned. It's That's correct.
Chat.
Just remove the space between the exclamation point and the D4.
Yeah, no space, Ned.
Okay. Cool. A 12 plus. Awesome. Now I would like the party to roll me perception, please.
Vanessa,
Ooh, a 1. Okay. Cool.
Vanessa, do you happen to know the what kind of? I'm seeing a lot of stuff on basic handguns that are types of 9mm. Do you happen to know which kind? Was it a? Actually, there's only 2. Is it a Derringer or a Glock?
A Glock.
Okay, it's spelled with a CH, so I
Yeah,
can only
it's a
pronounce.
Glock.
I can only assume it's pronounced Glock.
Obviously.
Definitely. Perception's a 19, by the way.
Oh,
19?
Natural 20.
nice.
We are alert today.
Cool.
16.
So
for
you
Marcus.
guys see the brothers heading down into the quarry. They're making it down to about the 2nd level at this point. And you guys hear one howl very, very, very far off in the distance. And it is greeted by another howl almost directly behind you. I would like everybody to roll initiative for me, please.
Oh no. Allie, should we be on the quarry map?
Are you guys not on the quarry map? There you go.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay. This is fine. This is
So if I, never mind. Actually, wait. Yes, mind.
Okay.
What would my is my proficiency bonus a 2? Are we all like proficiency bonus 2 at this level?
Yes.
Okay. I'll double check to see if I'm proficient in ranged weapons. Although I kind of don't think I am, but we'll see. All right, let's see. Let me pull up that map.
okay. Oh man.
No.
Oh man. I'm like this is fine. This is totally fine.
Which
I rolled
like
real good.
Which like direction are we coming from? I see Hunter and Trapper up here, kind of up on the corner. Presumably by right by where they drop in.
Hey!
Anybody want to play some Tony Hawk's Pro Skater?
Oh,
constellation prize.
But then so like I don't know if we were like coming out with them, would we sort of end up roughly in that area? 'Cause I feel like I was right behind them wherever we're running to.
So Trapper and Hunter did go into the quarry and told you all to stay.
Oh, that's right, behind the fence.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
fence
Okay.
line
In that
right
case,
here.
I think I'm good where I am then. Maybe I'll just like move up to here.
Okay.
All right, let's see. While the rest of the setup is happening, I'll see if I am proficient in firearms. Although again, I really don't think I am.
Oh, Jay said brawler gains proficiency with one firearm of their choice.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you know? Maybe I can just choose. So let's see. So one firearm of
How
their
did
choice.
Jay
So
know?
I guess I know, right? I guess I don't know how specific I need to get on that, but I guess I'll either say like handguns 9mm or 9mm.
Yeah,
blocks.
9mm would be good.
All right, cool. All right, cool. I'll add my proficiency bonus then. Bam.
Cool.
Yay.
Alrighty, and
I mean, it
does
would
everybody
make
want to get
sense
there?
too.
It would.
Yeah, if you guys get your initiative in there.
Oh right.
Ooh, and Lucille and Marcus both have class dice increases now.
Hey.
Nice.
Is initiative just Dex?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, standard Inish.
Right out.
Inish.
In that case, mine's in.
There we go.
Isn't it?
Right.
There we go. Now it's in.
And to set the scene, I'm drawing a little Arcana card. Let's see what we've got. Okay. The Bewilder.
Is this good?
For us. One day I will have them all memorized, and I will be a very, very happy GM.
Nah.
I mean, it's a lot.
Memorized. How'd you want to do that?
Yeah, that's a lot
Okay,
of info. That's a very large book.
Oh, wow.
67.
Why?
Well, the Bewilder
Oh, yeah,
is
there we
in
go.
play. Magic's potency increases. You roll a d4. If a spell is cast during the encounter or scene that has the associated DC, increase it by this number. That has an associated DC, increase it by this number. And if that spell deals damage, add that many additional damage dice instead. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh man.
that card is thick. Jeezy Pete's. Okay.
Ooh, this is so good for me.
I just rolled a 4. 4. So magic is boosted with an additional 4. Jesus. Alrighty, cool. I was about to say me.
And if you do damage, if you do magic damage, you do
4 additional damage.
no 4 additional
What?
die.
What?
That's
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Damn.
Okay, so it is if a spell is cast that has an associated DC, you increase it by that number. If that spell deals damage, add that many additional damage dice. So it needs to have a DC for saving throws, and also
Oh, it has
it
to have
does
both.
damage. Yes.
But like if the spell does D4 damage, you're now going to do D5 or 5
Yes.
D4 damage
Not bad.
Yes.
Okay.
because you're adding the 4
Yeah.
to
The
it.
Bewilder plus Magic Missile is dangerous. That is correct. That is
Oh
correct.
man, I did not take that spell. I should. It's fine. It's
Woo!
fine. This is fine. Okay. Holy shit.
Cool.
Okay.
There's a
So
spell
let's go
in here called Haunted Bullets. You just wait till I get to 3rd level.
Awesome. So what's going to happen first is Hunter is going to use his action. Trapper just yells out and he goes, "You need to get to that ward right now." And Hunter goes, "Already on it, brother." And he is going to use his turn to move as close as he can get towards where the ward is. That is going to be his full turn, is getting over there. That is going to be considered a dash action. So that's going to be it for him. Cool. Moving right along, you all see the first wolf emerge from the woods. And this thing is very, very large.
Oh boy.
With that, let me go ahead and actually check what the stats are for this, because I still haven't pulled any of that up. It is in a different tab.
Whoops.
Okay, cool. Cool, and cool.
I feel like it's not cool.
Not really. It is only going to be able to get here, though, so that's the good news for you. And it is staring down Marcus, and it is very upset. It is growling. Let me just double check range really fast. Okay, cool. Yeah, he is just going to stare you down. That's what we got. Next up, we have this one. Neat. Okay. And so, Elise, you see this wolf come out, staring down Marcus, and that makes you look in the opposite direction, so you don't even notice this other second wolf moving up on you. Once it gets close, you notice that this is easily 2 or 3 size the times of the wolves that you've seen, in media, at zoos, anything like that. This thing is very, very large. And it is going to go ahead and take a claw attack at you. So that is a 21 to hit.
Oh boy. Yeah, that fucking hits.
Okay.
Damn.
Okie dokie. All right, cool. That is not great. That's not great. Okay. That is going to be 7 points of slashing damage for the first attack.
Ouch.
Okay. Second attack.
Ouch.
Chat so that they can see where things are.
Does a 7 hit you?
A 7 does not hit me.
Okay, good. All right, and that is going to finish their attack. Elise, you're up next.
She's gonna go, mother fuck. And grab her arm a little bit, and she's gonna look up and be like, "Oh, I wish you hadn't done that." And I am going to grab the thing's face, and I'm going to cast Shocking Grasp. I'm going to activate one of my tricks, which is... Let's see, which one is that? This is Liko's trick, so that activates the Shocking Grasp cantrip. Oh, good! What's my bonus to hit? Well, I rolled a 16.
16? Oh, that hits. Absolutely.
Okay. And then, sorry, you know what? I should have had this pulled up before. I think it's 1d8. Let's see. Yeah, 1d8. All right. So that is 6 points of lightning damage as she reaches up and grabs this thing's face, and it just like this static electricity discharges from her fingers. But it can't take reactions until the start of its next turn. I'm gonna fucking run. So she is going to run to the hole that they made in the fence.
Okay.
And like tuck herself inside of it. So I don't know where that would be.
Great call out. It's just like right here.
Okay. So she's just gonna like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. She's going to get just inside, just barrel through. And as she's going, she's going to yell to Courtney, like, run! And that's going to be my turn.
Okay. Cool. Next up, we have Lucille. What would you like to do? You see one really big wolf over here, a normal wolf over here, and there's another one approaching.
Yeah. I think sort of before Elise manages to get out of the way, she sees this like claw attack happen and just turns around at this wolf that snuck up behind all of them and goes, "Oh shit!" And like she's gonna pull out the gun that Elise gave her, and first she'll take a shot. Well, actually no. First she'll get like a little closer, so that so that Courtney's not in like her field of vision.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know how to use a gun. Thank you very much. I'm an adult, and she'll take a shot.
Okay, cool.
All right, let's see.
All right.
Oh no!
It's a natural one.
Thank you for moving so I'm not directly in your line of sight.
You're welcome.
Oh no!
First combat roll of the adventure, ladies and gentlemen. I rolled a 1.
Will you please roll me 1d4?
Oh, do I have to?
Yeah.
That's another natural 1 on the d4.
Okay. All right. Good. So
Yay.
you shoot it, and it rings out through the woods, and as that bullet hits a tree off in the distance, you hear a pop as the gun jams.
Okay, cool.
A 1 is a misfire.
She'll put that thing back where it came from, or so help me, and just be like, that was not my
my gosh.
And she'll look right at Courtney, who's right next to her, and be like, that was not my fault, and she'll take a step forward. And when she gets her next opportunity, she'll take out her field hockey stick and take a swing, which I can't do on this turn.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
my turn.
Sounds like a plan. Okay, next up we've got Trapper. So Trapper is just seeing his brother go down, and what you guys see is he pulls out a rifle from a bag, which looks like it almost glows a little bit. This rifle, you saw him put it back in, and now it's kind of connecting with you like that. That's like some Mary Poppins bullshit. As he pulls it back out and he takes aim to cover his brother, he's going to hold his shoot action. Next up, we've got Courtney Blackwell. What would you like to do?
That is a very good question. I am a little bit struggling with trying to find the spell
I have a
that
question
I have.
in the meantime. If so the Bewilder only affects magic that has a save DC, or do I get additional? Okay, so I don't get additional dice for the Shocking Grasp.
Right. Bingo.
Okay. Okay.
So the action economy in this, I know this game is based off of 5e. Is it still like one action, bonus action move? That's the vibe? Okay.
There are other things that you can do in terms of like aiding allies and things like that. But I'll send that cheat sheet over as well too.
Say, is that pinned?
So what I'm gonna do,
I think it's pinned in the Discord chat.
what I'm gonna do is she had originally obviously pulled out her weapon. It's one of those like, training kicks in, you just do it, like gun is drawn. And then this like wild shot from Lucille, and instead of actually shooting on this turn, she just goes, oh bless. Okay. And she's gonna cast bless on the 3 of y'all. So y'all are hashtag blessed.
Oh my god, I
which
love
is
that
just
so much.
Hashtag
add the D4. like you normally do.
I love that you
Makes me so
casting
happy.
bless is just you going, oh, bless. Like
So
that is,
perfect.
Which is not really like a good thing, but it's fine.
but it
And,
like it's so perfect. I love that so much.
The somatic component is
Yeah,
the eye
that
roll.
was-
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That is
True,
brilliant.
though.
That is brilliant. I love that.
Wait, I have to
so
write this down again.
yeah,
I'm writing that
that's
down.
that's my main thing. So go ahead and give y'all selves like some sort of thing to remind yourself on your token or whatever that you're blessed, because you are. And then
Can I...
so these. Do these things look like they have kind of a wide range?
No, they don't.
I'm putting a hashtag on myself because I'm hashtag blessed.
Oh my gosh. Perfect.
Live those dreams.
Oh,
Okay. Well, then, yeah, I'm probably gonna back up a little bit. I'm probably gonna go like back to back with Marcus. Is what I'm gonna do.
Perfect.
And as I'm also kind of like, honey, that is such short range to be. Oh, okay, we'll work on it. Just to Lucille as she's like backing up.
We'll work
yeah,
on that.
I think for now that is going to be my turn.
Awesome. So you are now back to back with Marcus, whose turn it is. Marcus, what would you like to do?
Marcus is going to draw his hand pistol from behind
Okay.
his jacket. And as a free action, he is going to enact Psychic Weapon, which makes his handgun it does magical damage now. Magical psychic damage. And he is going to fire upon the one with the red dot that is coming
Perfect.
at me. And I'm sorry, I was looking at psychic weapon. What does bless give me?
It's just like regular 5e. It gives you a d4 to checks.
Attack
and-
rolls, saving throws,
Yeah.
ability checks, yeah. Basically any...
Okay. You're gonna have to forgive me. I haven't played 5e in literally like 6 years. So, okay. So, and it's his dex is his attack. That is an 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So, okay. So that is 2d6 plus 4 makes it 8d6. If we're doing it correctly.
Say that one more time.
The normal damage for my weapon is 2d6. It is now doing magical damage.
Okay. Does it require DC?
With the Arcana card we have in play,
Wait, hold on. I was tagged. Let me check. Okay.
no.
Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so yes, it does get the bonus damage dice, even if there's not a save DC. Ho ho, kidoki. So any magical damage now has the additional 4 damage dice. So Vanessa, I'll have you roll 3 more of those dice, please. No, 4 more.
Okay.
4 more.
While I'm rolling 8d6s.
Okay.
Go for
okay. 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 Okay.
And meanwhile, Vanessa, what it looks like when Elise shocking grasps this, as she backs away, you see that pulse hit again a second time, and another wave comes through a third time, and it keeps going.
Like as
For
she's
a
running,
total
it's just like spark.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I unfortunately rolled 2 1s, but that's still 13.
13? Oh, okay. This thing is looking pretty beat up. But that big one, that big one is still very much going. Scott, how much damage did Marcus just do to this regular-sized wolf?
So many.
32 points of damage, please.
Okay, what does it look like when you one-shot it?
I get him right between the eyes.
All right.
It's psychic damage, so I would think like his head.
Its brain explodes.
Absolutely, yeah. And it slumps over and begins to almost melt a little bit. Marcus, is that your turn?
Yeah, I don't see any place that he would want to move.
Stay back with Courtney.
He would want to. Does he know the one? There's another one out there.
Yeah,
the purple dot one.
You can see it. It has a lot of cover right now.
Okay, then he's going to stay put to keep Courtney's back, and he's going to look at the cat, and he'll say, "Now would be a good time."
The cat yawns and stretches. Next up.
Oh, I'm so close to kicking this cat. Can I shoot the cat?
Absolutely not.
This is why I'm a damn dog person.
Cat.
You
with that, it is
two LD&D screen rolls.
I gotta take a step for my Arby's
It is
cup.
the next wolf's turn, and it is going to charge at you, Marcus. That is going to be.
Uh-oh.
Ala does math. An 18 to hit.
Armor class says what?
You are not Lucille, so probably not
that's
a ton.
I mean, Lucille's isn't a ton either.
That hits.
That does hit. Okay. Luckily, that is not magical damage. That is going to be a total of 6 points of piercing damage as he bites your leg. That is going to be his turn. Next up is Hunter. And Hunter is going to begin to start casting something as you guys see him run over to a fallen tree and starts to take some rope around it. And you see him begin to like ritual cast. As he does that, you all hear as another wolf jumps down onto a ledge in the quarry. It would help if it was on the right layer. And this wolf in particular does not look like the rest of them. The other ones just look like very large, very rugged wolves. This one in particular looks, the best way I can describe it is stuck. It seems to be somewhere in between a wolf and possibly a human. And it's still walking bipedal on two legs.
You make it big again. I didn't quite get one stream.
Yeah, I thought that was just like, that is how big it is.
No. That would be awful.
It's like, oh, geez, this is Power Rangers now. We need to call the Megazord.
I get to be the pink Power Ranger.
Fine, I'll be yellow. God.
And it makes its
You say
way.
that like green is a bad thing.
Yeah, but I'd rather be pink.
Well, everybody pink. That's why I called it first.
It jumps down onto the ledge and it looks down at Hunter, who is currently making the ritual. And you hear Trapper yell out, "Not today, you son of a bitch!" And that is its turn. That is Hunter's turn. We are now going on to, that one is down for the count. We are going on to this green one. This is the extra large one. So it is going to take a swing at Lucille.
Extra
That
large.
is
Just
a 10
like-
to hit
For
the first attack.
My AC is 10.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. No armor.
Okay. Alrighty, and it is going to swipe at you. And that is going to be 6 points of slashing damage there for the first attack. All right, it's going to go at you for the second attack. And this one is with its mouth. And that one is a 9 to hit. So it goes to bite you, and it is going to miss. Elise, you are up next.
Okay,
I'm not catching lycanthropy tonight, bitches.
Question. Do I recognize the ritual that is being done right now?
I will say, for interest of time, you do not recognize the exact ritual, but you do see that it is a warding ritual that is supposed to keep a certain area safe. It looks like the one that was there previously was disturbed, likely when they were doing quarry things in the quarry, like actual work in the quarry.
Do I think I could help make it go faster?
Roll me. I'm going to say yeah.
Yes?
I'm going to say yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I am going to sprint over. I'm going to use my action to dash.
Okay.
Which means I can get to about there.
Okay.
And I am going to take out the ritual tools that I took from the cabin, and I am going to start assisting.
Awesome. Okay, you do that. Roll me an occult, please.
Okay.
And you blessed.
And a D4 because I'm blessed. Thank you. Okay, so that is a dirty 20.
Yeah. You catch on very, very quickly. Yeah, and you hear him start chanting. You go along, and everything is kind of clicking into place. It's almost like riding a bike. All of the books that you have read have kind of like prepared you for this, and you are able to join him seamlessly. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
Lucille, with that, you are up.
Okay. Lucille is just gonna she'll tuck that ineffective Glock back into her pants.
You did your best.
and she's gonna like reel from this scratch and like dodge this bite. She's like, not tonight, you son of a bitch. And she's gonna take out her field hockey stick, take a swing at him with the bless. So that is a 25 to hit.
That absolutely hits.
Yeah. Okay, and then there are no bonuses. I don't think I should get any bonuses for damage, right? It's just the weapon damage, no proficiency or anything like that.
It depends. Is this your psychic weapon?
Oh, I completely forgot about psychic weapon. I'm sorry, I don't want to take us out of it, but how does that work again? Do I have to like activate that?
We can say that you activate it, and then it turns your damage into psychic damage.
Cool. So does that change? Yeah,
which
that's what I did with my gun.
4 damage dice.
Okay. So that's going to mean that usually I roll a 1d4. So if this is my psychic weapon, then I roll 5d4?
Yep.
Damn. All right. Do I have that many d4s? 1,
Yep.
2, 3,
I rolled the same
4.
6, 8
All right.
times.
I'll
just
have to
now.
roll one of them twice. I have 4 d4s here. Yeah, so
It's
as
'cause
she...
Scott's not a little dice goblin like the rest of us.
I mean, I have more. I just...
Oh, I have tons of dice. I just didn't
I
want
have-
to get up and go.
Exactly.
fetch
I
them.
have plenty
was
more, but
kinda
like
set
I'll have to
right
dump
here,
out the whole bag and find the d4 and like not gonna do that. Okay, so I have 4 here. I'll just roll one of them twice.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you risk those D4s on the floor, which is always bad.
Well, no, that's true. They're caltrops. All right, here we go. All right, so that's not fantastic. That's 1, 3, 4, 6 plus 9 damage.
Woof. Okay, this guy is just barely holding on. Okay, you have
Woof,
him
that's
like
what the dog says.
down for the count, looking real bad, and it lets out a whimper as its front legs just kind of buckle.
So I think she takes out her field hockey stick, and it like as her psychic weapon activates, it sort of takes on this like it looks just like her aura. Like it takes on her aura. So it sort of has this like this sulfuric volcanic sort of spewing from it. And just like when you watch like a striker go for a goal in field hockey, sometimes they'll do sort of like this swing over their head and like just go super low with it. So I think she just like knocks its front feet, tries to knock its front feet out from underneath it. So
Yeah,
pause.
you sweep the legs.
Yes.
Seamlessly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's my turn.
Is that your turn?
It is
Okay.
indeed.
Cool. Trapper is up next, and he has his rifle. And he's going to go ahead and take a shot at this thing over here. That is a nat 1. That is a good old-fashioned nat 1. So, yep.
I was
The
celebrating
shot
until I realized he's our friend.
and his gun is jammed. All right. With that, he is going to get off of the cliff, and he is going to head down in an attempt to better cover you all melee. Courtney Blackwell, you are up next.
She's looking around, surrounded by frickin' wolves and werewolves and who even knows. She definitely doesn't. And she goes, "This is definitely not how it went in the Midnight's Call."
Oh my god.
She is going to raise her gun and point it at the green one that's messing with Lucille, assuming that she can get a clear, like if Lucille is in any way in the way of that, she's not gonna. But from what I'm seeing, it looks like Lucille's off to the side, and I've got a clean shot.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I'll just raise a gun and be like, "But this was at the end of Howlin' After Midnight," and she's gonna take a shot at that one.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, I'm about to. Now, how this works is a question. What do I add to attacks? I got my spell DC. That's not it. It's not a spell.
So that's going to be for a firearm is your dex mod.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. Friggin' nothing happens because that's a 6.
Ugh.
Oh no.
I'm not blessed.
No.
Y'all 3 are blessed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that your full turn?
I don't see anything that says I should be able to take more than one shot, so I'm assuming.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. All right. And with that, let's see. Actually, Marcus, could you roll me 1d20?
Making me nervous.
No bonuses or anything? Straight up D20?
Oh
5.
no.
All right. With that, Wampus goes ahead and shifts back into their full form, and it is going to jump over and hop on this guy right here. Purple boy. Yeah, that's going to go ahead and hit. Perfect. So that is going to be 15 to hit. That is a yes.
No. Vanessa.
Yes, Vanessa.
Yes.
Cool.
Let the hate flow through you.
Alrighty. Give me just 1 second really quick while I get this number together.
I love that a whole separate campaign later, and I still roll like shit when I'm Courtney. Like, it does not matter which die I use because I've switched every single time, and I always roll horribly. I didn't get
Isn't
a
that what
single
happens,
thing in the
though?
last campaign, except the one, like, intimidation check to yell at Scott's character. That was it.
All right.
Some
first
characters are just
attempt-
cursed.
About that.
The first
When I
attempt
used my mom
at-
voice, I got it, but...
Yeah, first attack is definitely going to hit as it goes ahead and just rips out a chunk of this wolf's flesh. Second attack also going to hit, and I don't even need to roll because there's 1 point left of health there as this little kitty brings this wolf down. And again, once this wolf is down for the count. You see it almost start to melt into what looks like a puddle of some sort. With that, Marcus, you are up next.
Marcus will turn, seeing the cat finally make itself useful in some fashion. He turns and looks for Elise. He sees Lucille over here swinging a hockey stick, and he looks down into the quarry. And he's going to, I think I'm going to hold until I figure out what Elise is doing down there. If she, I'm gonna stay put until I get some idea of what's happening with Elise.
That sounds good. 1, 2. Let me get these guys out of here. There we go. And next up is Hunter again. Hunter is now able to almost finish this ritual of this repair, and he goes back and he kind of looks at Elise and he's just like, thank you, that was a big help. And with that, he is going to say like, okay, are we done here? And the other wolf creature over here is going to let out another howl. He is going to go ahead and take his full movement back. Sorry, that would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Cool. And he is going to go ahead and take out his hatchet and throw it at this thing. That is a 16 to hit. So that hits. But not for much, because it's just a hatchet instead of anything magical. So that's going to be 2 big old points of damage. 2 big points of damage as this hatchet flies through the air and hits this guy on his toe and stubs it a little bit.
We'll take all 2 of them.
It's more damage than I've literally ever done with Courtney, so...
Alrighty. And with that, this guy is up. He lets out another howl, and you guys will see him leap down the cliff, and he is in between Elise and Trapper. All right. He's going to go after Elise.
Ooh,
That is on the floor. Let's try again. Cool. Cool. That is a 14 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, cool. All right, so that is going to be the bite action. Jesus, that is 8 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
Okay.
And for his second attack, he's going at you with the claws. That is an 18 on the die for 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
How many hit points do you have? 8 is a ton.
I put a lot into my con.
I mean,
Well, okay.
that's smart.
Plus 2, so that is 6 points of slashing damage.
I'm down.
Okay, and Elise falls unconscious.
And Marcus runs straight past Lucille through the hole. I don't know how far I can go. Can I get to her, or is that too far?
I'm gonna say, let me see. You can go 5 more steps from where you are right now. So you could go like here.
There?
That's fine.
Good.
That works. I'd say adrenaline gives
Oh.
you an additional.
Hey, Dad, thanks for the raid.
Hi, Dad! What's up, y'all?
Oh, hi, Dad.
That's really funny because we're probably like in our last round of combat, and we were just talking in chat about whether we should raid y'all or not.
Yeah,
Because
we're
we
like,
tried
should we
to
raid
raid you
Dad?
last Friday night, and like the second we raided, y'all went offline. It was just perfect timing.
All right.
So,
Awesome.
this
So
feels
y'all
like-
came in at a great time. We just had our party member Elise down for the count. Marcus, you were holding your action, so you are going now. You have run down into the quarry, jumped down. What would you like to do?
Yep. He is going to. He's got his pistol in his left hand, and he opens his right hand, and a dagger appears. It's a lot like his aura. It's dark. It's black and crimson colored, and like shimmery. Like it just appears in his hand, and he is going to throw it at this creature that just hit Elise.
Absolutely. All right. And that dagger.
And it is.
Go for it. What was that?
What? Oh, I thought you were about to say something. That is the bonus. That is an 18 to hit.
Perfect. All right. Scott, what does this look like when it pierces the werewolf's heart?
Yeah, he swaps his pistol and just kind of snaps his fingers, and this dagger comes in, and he throws it. And this creature, like it hits him right in the chest, and as he, like I would imagine, he howls and falls back, and before he hits the ground, it disappears and leaves no mark.
And with that, the body shifts back into that of a human male with no wounds, and that is where we will end the session.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Excuse
You did
me,
not just say what I
ma'am.
think you just said.
What? No.
Playing with sound
Don't be
effects, don't mind me.
suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Good night, everybody.
This
Don't
is
you
so
good night,
suspicious.
everybody, me like you didn't just say that my husband was a werewolf.
All right, everybody. So let's go ahead and say who's who and what else we're doing. I've been your GM for the night. I'm Allie Capone. You can catch me here on Ladies of D&D this Sunday. I'll be back playing Miko, my very favorite Whispers Bard, with Hell's Bells, which Vanessa will tell you more about here in just a second. Next week, next Tuesday, I'll be on Ogre Force over on Eric Frankhouse Presents, playing the Pink Ogre. I believe it is our season finale. So come on by, show some love. This is our love letter to Voltron. Vanessa, over to you.
Oh boy, hi. I'm Vanessa. I'm one of the ladies of D&D, and so for this week, tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we have 12 Occult Eye, which is a game that is created by Witch and Craft Games, and we actually have one of the creators who is GMing for us. It is very cool, very fun, sort of Vampire the Masquerade adjacent.
Ooh.
And
Lots of demons,
man.
lots of witches.
yes, lots of demons, lots of witches.
Speak my language.
Things are happening. It's
I got a visceral
Yup.
reaction from Kay.
Just
That
slipped
was,
right out.
oh man, it's so much fun. We're having so much fun.
Oh.
And then Sunday is Hell's Bells at 8 p.m. EDT Eastern Daylight Time, which IGM and Allie and Jenna both play in. Things are happening, man. It's coming down to the wire. The ladies are going to fight Sombra's dad and maybe Tiamat. Who knows?
Tiamat's on my list.
Hopefully, Cherry's mom can help them with some stuff. Because if not, who knows? And then on Wednesday, I host Morning Initiative at 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which is basically just me chatting with chat about TTRPG related things. I try to pick a topic every week, and then that never happens because somebody always derails me. Scott.
Mostly Scott.
But it's really good fun, and we joke around. We have a really good time. So that's 10 a.m. on Wednesdays at Ladies of D&D. I was going to say at 10 a.m., but I already said that. And I think that's me for the week.
Awesome. Jenna, you want to keep that Hell's Bells train of thought going?
Yeah, so my name is Jenna. I'm one of the ladies of D&D. I am taking quite a significant step back from what I was doing before because I'm growing a human, and that takes a lot of my time and energy. I'm also still processing the fact that Allie just said my in-game dead fiance is probably a werewolf. So like, this is fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, you can also catch me on Hell's Bells where I play my other friendship cleric, because apparently that's all I do. And also, if you're interested in the idea of rainbow mermaids, basically totally spies underwater, then you should check out the game that I'm writing that is currently in pre-order. So there's the link for that on Itch below. Okay, bye.
Awesome. Scott, why don't you keep the party going since, you just threw the last dagger?
I'm Scott Grubbs. I play with the Random Encounters Guild. We play a ton of different games with a bunch of different people. We try new systems all the time. Looks like this Sunday night we're playing Simbaroom for the first time, assuming I can get it together by then. And I've been involved with Ladies of D&D in a chat capacity, more or less. But I think I may be having a guest spot on. There may be a special episode of Morning Initiative with me on it.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, we don't talk about it.
But yeah, that's
Awesome.
it for me.
And Kay.
Hi, I'm Kay, and I'm feeling emotionally distressed.
Oh, no.
Same.
I have okay. So let's see. I like that whole this is my week format coming up. So I'm gonna do that. Here's my week. On Wednesday, I'm going to be hosting the season finale of Madness and Mercy, a Call of Cthulhu stream in which I am the keeper of arcane lore, and in which shit is going sideways real fast. And that's going to be on Wednesday here on Twitch at Critical Fail DM at 6 p.m. Eastern. That's when it's going to start. It's going to end when everybody dies or goes insane, or both.
It's fine.
Then on...
Is this game.
As it's called. Yeah, exactly. I skipped one, actually. I'm going out of order. On Sunday, the day after tomorrow, Critical Fail DM is going to be dropping the newest episode of our podcast. So we need to go over to YouTube for that one. On YouTube, we're Critical Fail DM there too. Our podcast is called The Strahdcast, and this is episode 21 of our Curse of Strahd podcast. So come check us out. I play a half-orc barbarian named Casley Othro, who has a few things in common with Lucille Smith. And then, so that's Sunday. Call of Cthulhu / Madness and Mercy is Wednesday. And then on Friday, I'll be right back here with Ladies of D&D for the third and I think final episode of Country Roads. And I'm very excited for that. So yes, thank you all, Ladies of D&D, for having me. I'm so thrilled to be here. This is so much fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's been an absolute blast. I'm still so stoked. I can do words really, really well.
It's really.
So
I just saw. I just saw Jenna. You said in the chat that I have a type too. I do. The funny thing is, my type is not at all what the internet has seen me do. I play casters usually. I'm like a sorceress 9 times out of 10. But
fantastic.
But you know what? I also love.
You would think I'd be a barbarian, and I end up every time we stream. I end up being a cleric. I'm just mom friend.
There is absolutely a large part of me that loves swinging a big stick. So
Hey.
whether that stick is a great sword or a field hockey stick. So here we are.
I really want to play a campaign with as many half orcs as possible because I just need every opportunity to play my half orc battle master fighter Tug.
Oh, Tug. I mean, he will be
Rawmeat.
making another appearance.
Good.
In the campaign.
Tug
before the
Rawmeat,
end.
he's my big himbo fighter battle master who talks about his football, not football glory days, and he's cast as David Harbour. So
I love it.
So we are going. Oh, sorry. I was going to say we are going to be
you were going to
rating.
say the same thing.
Yes. You read my mind.
Raid.
We are going to be rating Diana, who very often plays on Eric Frankhouse Presents.
That
North
network.
Foundry, actually.
And
Dat Network.
Sorry, yes, and Dat Network.
And here sometimes.
And here sometimes, yes.
So many friends. We have so many friends.
So we will hopefully see most of you back here tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. But enjoy Diana's stream in the meantime. Bye, everybody.